Hi, this is Steve. Welcome back to my channel, Scale Model Kit Review. Now, I am back with another installment of the FanHome Build the Enterprise D from Star Trek The Next Generation. I am actually working on Pack 3, and I'm enjoying every moment of this build, and I look forward to more packs in the future. If you haven't done so already, head over to FanHome and start your subscription today. You know, it's been absent for the last couple years, and I've been waiting and waiting to finally get the opportunity to build this for you on my channel. So, without further ado, let's get started on the next 4 stages of the Enterprise D. And welcome back to another installment of the Star Trek The Next Generation Build the Enterprise D. I am working on pack number 3, and pack number 3 consists of stages 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's look at the magazine here real quick. First article is Encounter at Farpoint, which was a 2-parter. Article on Q. The Naked Now, Episode 3. Code of Honor, Episode 4. Episode 5, The Last Outpost. These are all from Season 1. Wonderful. Magazine is well worth the subscription. And Making of the Marauder. Very cool there. Let's look at the parts. Stage 7, these parts consist of the neck. Stage 8, the upper skeleton 5. Stage 9 parts are the upper skeleton 3. And stage 10 parts is the skeletal support and clear windows. To begin this video, let's look at stage 7 parts. And for stage 7, we start working on the neck, or what they call the cobra head, of the saucer and engineering section. Going to be installing some components on there with some springs. Very tiny springs, so we need to be careful with those springs. Then we're going to add some more parts to that skeletal section that we did in Pack 2. Looking good there. Here's the parts. Let's get a closer look. Here's a close-up of those parts. And here's the neck. It is made of plastic. Very cool markings there. Couple more metal parts for the skeleton, and a couple more items here, and some very tiny springs, BM screws, and AP screws. Here are those tiny springs. Bring over the neck. Be working on the left hand side of the neck there. You can see there's 2 sides, left and right. So the left side here will be installing this phaser bank. It only goes in one way. Insert that just like that. We're going to turn it over. We're going to put these tiny springs on those brackets. Be very careful with those. And we're going to lock those down with this bracket right here. AP screws go into this, just until it's snug. I'm going to go too tight with it. Turn it over, and phaser bank should move up and down with that spring, which it does. Next, we'll bring over the skeletal section from stage 6 from the previous pack. We're going to add a couple of brackets to it. First one's going to go up on top here, just like that. And the next one. Need to tighten them both down now. I did lubricate the screws with some 3-in-1 oil. That's good there. Nice and tight. Do the next one. Next one goes right across the way from the other one that we put in previously. That's going to go down on that. 2 more BM screws go into this. And there you go. That's how that looks there. So this completes stage 7. Let's head over and do stage 8. And these are the parts for stage 8. Stage 8, I assembled the other side of the phaser banks on the neck. Then I attach another skeleton upper support to the other skeleton that we previously worked on. Put in 4 screws for that, the BM screws. Here's the parts for stage 8. And here's the parts. Here's the next upper skeletal frame. Very nice. Phaser bank for the other side of the neck, AP BM screws, and those tiny springs. And here's our neck. Going to put in the other phaser bank on the other side, just like we did before. Insert the bank, put in our springs. Carefully. Install our retainer to keep the springs in place. Two AP screws go into this. Perfect. And that's how that works. Looks great. Here's our new skeletal support. We're going to insert that basically right beside the other skeletal support, just like that. We're going to put 4 BM screws into this. I'm going to get them all started first and leave them loose and then tighten them all down. Perfect. So all 4 screws were put in. Looks great. That's all I do with stage 8. Looks great. Let's head over and do stage 9. And here's what I received for stage 9 parts. Stage 9, I'm going to assemble another upper skeleton part, skeleton number 3. And that's this right here. We're going to install some windows on the neck. This is where the windows will go. I'm not going to show you the entire process of installing these windows, but I will show you what they look like when they are installed and how I will light block the black ones. Just give them a little more light blocking. Then we'll insert the lights, and I'll show you how I do that on my end. Let me get the parts. Here's the parts for stage 9. Got the windows there, light reflector, the lights, and the next skeletal, upper skeletal part, number 3. Here's a close-up of those parts. This is the upper skeletal frame, number 3. Looks great. LED lights, the reflector for the lights, clear windows, black windows, BP and BM screws. We're going to add a third skeletal frame to this, and it's going to mount down on top of those brackets there, just like that. We're going to put 4 BM screws into this. Once again, I'm going to get them all started, keeping them loose, and then tighten them down last. And they are all tightened down. I made sure they are all firmly tightened down, and it does help to use some 3-in-1 oil on the screws, but that looks great there. And that's what it looks like so far. Wow, making great progress there. Very impressive. And bring over the neck here. Going to turn it over. We're going to actually install the windows on this side right here. I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I treat the windows. I do cut them off the sprues with a really good high quality sprue cutter. Once they are off, I will sand down the nubs where the plastic was attached with a really good sanding stick. Just to get it smoothed out, just like that. That's good there. And I'll do all my windows like that. Now for window blocking, this is essential for me, and it may not be for you, but this is just me, and I want to help the light blocking for the black windows. So we're going to put a black window in right here. So what I do is I take some tulip slick and I put it around the frame. Just like that. And then I'll take my window and I will insert that on the frame. Just like that. And I'll do all the black windows like that. And there's all the black windows inserted where they need to be. And you'll notice how there's an L on each of the window. All the L's look the same, if you'll notice. Now if there's any tulip slick on the outside, that will come off with a toothpick. Once it's dry, it'll be no issue at all. So the tulip slick is just my added layer of light protection or light blocking. It may not be necessary, but it's just something I'm going to do. I want to be preventative and proactive. Now all of this takes some patience and some time. For me, it's not a race. I want to build this and get a outstanding product in the end. All right, I'll put the clear windows in and I'll be right back. All the clear windows are in, as you can see. Same thing, I pay attention to the L that's on the back side to make sure they're all the same. Now we'll put on the light deflector with the LED lights next. Here's our light deflector, and we're going to be putting on these LED lights onto this. Here's our LED lights themselves. We do have two separate lights, yellow and black, and the red and blue. The yellow and black is going to go on top, and the red and blue is going to go on the bottom. Now what I do is I'm going to glue them in place with super glue. So just a touch of super glue. Tiny bit there. Put the light in it. And put some kicker down. Accelerator. Hold that for about 5 seconds. That's dry. Put the light on the other side. Put the light in, and a little more kicker. Let that dry. And that's what that looks like up close. Before we put our light in, they want us to bend these terminals up so it's out of the way. Just like that. Bring over our neck and put our light attachment in. Just like that. BP screws go into this, 4 of them. I think I'm going to bend this up too out of the way. That way they both kind of look like that. That looks great. Turn it over, and there's the windows. So that's all I do with stage 9. Let's get started on stage 10. And here's the final parts for Pack 3, Stage 10 parts. I'm going to add some more structural underpinning. That's what that is there. We're going to add lights to the other side of the neck. Same process as I did before. Here are the parts for stage 10. Windows, LED lights and reflector, along with the underpinning parts for the skeletal part. Here's a close-up of those parts. Here's the LED light, BP screws, BM screws, the reflector for the LED light, the brackets for the skeletal remains made of metal, and our windows, black and clear. Bring over my upper skeletal support. You can see how that looks. We're going to install these other supports. You're going to have to put the big one right there and a smaller one down below it right there. 4 BM screws go into both of these parts. And there they are. They're both installed. That's how that looks. Now let's install the windows on the other side of the neck. And here they are, all installed. The tulip slick is used by a lot of scale modelers out there who build science fiction kits for their light blocking, and it works great for that. And of course I used it on the black lights or windows. Very nice. Now let's put the LEDs and reflector on the top of these. And the LEDs have been glued in place, the yellow and black on top and the red and blue on the bottom. That's what that looks like. Now we're going to mate this up to the neck. Remember, we need to bend these up. I'm going to bend both. Bring over the neck. Put this down on there. 4 BP screws go into this. And the last one. Just until it's snug, don't over tighten. Good. Perfect. And that's what those windows look like there. They look great. And if there's any tulip slick on there, you can simply just wipe it off with a toothpick. And that's how that looks there. I'll be right back. Let's go ahead and do a light test for the left side here. There you go. Looks great. Go ahead and do the light test for the right side. And both look fantastic. Very cool. And that completes pack 3 of the Enterprise D build. I'm having a blast building this. It was a lot of fun assembling the upper skeletal frame and the neck with all the windows and the LED lights and such. If you haven't done so already, head over to FanHome and subscribe to this today. You can start all the way from pack 1. It is readily available. It's been out of the market now for a couple of years, and we're glad. I am so glad that it's back. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. Smash the like button. Happy modeling, everybody, and take care.